This lesson is on section 8.6 titled Inequalities. These are the two inequalities that you all are probably used to seeing, less than or greater than sign. When you're younger, you were taught, those the alligator's eating, it's, then that number is greater and so on. But what we're going to be adding in this lesson is greater than or equal to. And when it's or equal to, it's got that line underneath. So whenever you see that line underneath, always think it means or equal to. So let's go into some examples. The example says, write an inequality for each sentence. So the first one says a suitcase. Oh, I just noticed there's a typo. A suitcase that should say must. I'll rewrite that here. Must weigh less than 40 pounds. Okay, so we can put in any variable we want for this equation. I'm just going to kind of use the variable s in for it. So that suitcase, so the suitcase s must weigh less than. And what I always know that this is a less than sign, because if you kind of spread it out a little bit, it kind of looks like an L. So that suitcase must weigh less than 40 pounds. Now the next example says, you must be at least 48 inches tall to ride the roller coaster. In this example here, at least tells me that it means it must be greater or equal to, because at least means if somebody's 48 inches tall that they can actually ride that roller coaster. So I know there's going to have to be that or equal to sign in there. So you must be at least. So I'll just use the variable y. You must be at least 48 inches tall. So at least means that number. So it's going to be greater than or equal to 48 inches. So whenever you see kind of that word at least, kind of know that you have to add that or equal to sign, that line underneath. So our next example says, for the given value, state whether each inequality is true or false. Okay, so number one says a plus 2 is greater than 8 if a equals 5. All right, so let's plug it in. So does 5 plus 2, is that greater than 8? All right, well 5 plus 2 is 7, and is 7 greater than 8? No, 7 is not greater than 8, so we can say that is false. Easy as that. So the next one, let's plug it in. It says, is 10 less than or equal to 7 minus x if x equals negative 3? So let's plug it in. So let's say, is 10 less than or equal to 7 minus negative 3? Well, I know I can rewrite this as 7 plus 3. So is 10 less than or equal to 7 plus 3 is 10. So 7 less than or equal to, because it says or equal to, it's got that line underneath. We can say that is true because 10 does equal to 10. That makes it true, and this one is false. So easy as that, you're just going to plug in whatever variable they give you into the equation and solve. Next one, this is the final example. It says graph each equation on a number line. So we need to graph, so it says n greater than 3. So that means any number greater than 3. So all I'm going to do is kind of graph a number line. Maybe I'll start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a open circle at the 3. The reason it's going to be open is because it means it doesn't equal 3. It's anything greater than 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arrow this way. So it means any number greater than 3. Again, keep that circle open, and so it means it could be, 3.1, 3.2, all the way up into infinity. So any number greater than 3. That's all you have to do to graph this. And number 2, it says n greater or equal to 3. So the only difference with this one is I can still draw my number line. Is in this case, there's that equal to sign. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle in, fill that circle in, and then I'm going to draw my arrow, because that means that a choice could be 3 because it's or equal to. So please be careful when you're graphing. If it's an open circle, it doesn't have the line underneath, like in this example, and if it's a closed circle or a filled in circle, it does have the line underneath. So that brings me to the end of this lesson on inequalities. Again, biggest thing is please kind of remember these 4 inequalities: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Thanks for watching.